Ladies and gentlemen, you are now listening to the Talking Nonsense About Impact Wrestling podcast. Cross the line in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 41. Is it working? Am I frozen? What the fuck is going on? Hello.
Yep, you're good.
Okay.
I can hear you.
Am I frozen?
Yeah, I just had everything pulled off so I could listen.
Okay. Everyone could hear me, but am I frozen on the computer here?
I just had the reverb.
You are frozen on the computer, but
Okay, yeah, we'll start going. All right, guys.
It's your beautiful face.
Yeah, looking lovely there. All right, guys, we have a lot to go, and we're finagling with this, trying to fix it. But we got a great show for you. Obviously, as I said, Craig's birthday is today, so make sure you wish him a happy birthday in the chat group. Hopefully you all came back. If not, I apologize, and thank you for watching on YouTube or listening on Sounder. I'm going to kick it to Craig to do his spiel while I mess around with this shit, and go from there.
For those who are wondering, that's actually the face. That's a live look at the face she has made since Rich Swann lost. His face has not changed.
Oh, God.
All right, so let's get straight into it. So yes, it's me. It's MIB Craig, aka Mr. Impact Blog, the TNAIW channel, and welcome back once again to talking nonsense about Impact Wrestling live. Tonight we're going to run through some of those hot topics talked about in the world of Impact Wrestling. But first, if you don't know by now, you can find us here, you can find us there, you can find us down there, everywhere. Facebook to Twitter, YouTube to Sounder, and in case you're having trouble finding us, we would now have a link tree set up to help you access content with ease. It will be linked to our bio very soon. Of course, our YouTube channels has all the content you can handle, including last week's episode and the debut of Talking Points, where we discussed Rebellion. Go back and find out how right or wrong we were. This show will be available at some point tomorrow on YouTube and quickly followed by Sounder. And since I guess it's officially my birthday, why not help celebrate by following us here and subbing to us on YouTube? And believe now we have some power rankings.
Woo! Finally, the return of power rankings.
Let us know what you thought about Josh Alexander being at number 1.
Well, those are a little off. But
well, then maybe you should answer when we say it's time to put the rankings committee in. You have one vote. You are a just like a Hall of Fame voter, Max.
I know, and just like if I had a vote in the Hall of Fame, if I had people voting the champion second, I just abstain out of protest.
The champion should show up for more than 5 minutes on the fucking show. And then
I agree.
All right. So obviously, we have a lot of hot topics and we burn a lot of time, but we'll make up for it. Probably stick around a little later. But thank you guys for sticking with us. Technical difficulties as always, but hey, we're here for to talk and go over your guys' opinions in our Red Hot chat group. And got some new shits. Let me do that. Boom! There we go.
Right, so
I can't see. Oh, there it is. Okay. I'm watching the stream, so you're like, boom. I'm like, I can't really see anything yet.
It's here. So let's go straight into these hot topics. Starting off with number 1, Rebellion main event. How it went down. Was it fair? Where do we go from here? Jeff, want to kick us off?
Max, why don't you go, buddy, if that's okay?
All right. Yeah. So as you guys can see, I have a Ferrari behind me, as people were asking. The reason why I have a Ferrari is because I said on Twitter that I felt like Rich came off in that match as being a step or two below Kenny Omega, the way they put the show out. And someone called me blind and told me that he came off looking like $1 million. So what is behind me is $1 million Ferrari. And I'm letting you know, that's not what Rich came off looking like. I went ahead and rewatched that match. And I have some timestamps that I want to go through and basically talk about what Rich did. And you tell me if he came off looking like $1 million. So about 2 minutes into the match, he hit his first actual real offensive barrage where he drop kicks Kenny through the ropes, follows that up with a through the rope drop kick, and then hits a Phoenix splash to the outside. After that, his next offense comes about 3 hours, 21 minutes, and 48 seconds, including pre-show time, into the pay-per-view when he goes for about 4 minutes. The highlight of that barrage, by the way, is him falling off the top turnbuckle and Kenny falling on the mat with him. So he botches the turnbuckle move there. He then ends up at, 3 hours, 30 minutes, and 30 seconds. He hits Kenny with the handspring cutter after Aubrey Edwards pulls the chair out of her hand. Then hits the Richinoku driver, which I tried to get that. I'm pretty sure that's what Morrow said. I tried to get it verified through closed captioning, but like Rich, my closed captioning guy was gassed the fuck out and just called it a driver. His second big thing was when he fell off the top rope when he tried to reverse the avalanche one wing angel, and Kenny had to power bomb himself off the top rope. And then he ends up hitting a suplex 3 hours, 34 minutes, and 44 seconds into the match before Kenny basically hits him with his 900th V-trigger and pins him.
Pretty done.
Total match time, 23 minutes. Total time, Rich was in control, 8 minutes.
Okay.
I'm letting you know. That's not $1 million Ferrari.
Well, here. So let me unpack that first. So first of all, we were all wrong. I thought Rich was going to win.
Correct.
Just a week prior. Before that, had you not had that build-up or anything like that, I wouldn't have changed my mind. But it really felt like for this partnership to work, that's what needed to happen. Now, I guess that's short-term sight on my part for thinking that it was just going to, like, hey, okay, we did this, boom, Rich is the champion, let's push Impact. This is going to be a long thing, and I'm starting to see that the relationship, the better parts that they're holding out on are the ones where we're involved in New Japan as well. So I think it's coming for us, but this did not make Rich look like $1 million. Now at the same time, yes, go.
He looked like an 84 Honda.
Okay. So anyways, he didn't look as good as Kenny Omega because he's not as good as Kenny Omega. That's a big part of it. And he was gassed. He doesn't wrestle as much as Kenny or as long of matches or whatever it may be. I don't know. I don't want to put words in mouth. Maybe that was a storyline. Maybe he wasn't gassed 20 minutes or 10 minutes in, not even. Maybe he was beat up. Now, the thing that made me think Rich was really going to win was when Willie, him, and Eddie came out, they were all crying. They had all the tears in their eyes. And for me, I thought, wow, that's a special moment. They're congratulating their friend who's about to take these belts. So I kept waiting for that. I was like, oh, this is okay. This is okay. This is okay because he's going to win. He didn't win. I guess they were crying just for being part of history or being part of a moment together.
Because they knew what was about to happen.
No, see, here's the thing, man. There's too much hinting at stripping the title and doing this and Moose being the savior. There's too much going on for Kenny just to be shitting on us and leaving. If anything I would take out of this is to reevaluate what we believe this partnership to be. And remember what we said originally. New Japan and Impact had made a deal prior. Okay, that was the original partnership. Then the AEW thing fell in with Impact, and then eventually they closed the gap and the triangle of Forbidden Door was fulfilled there. So wonder if AEW really believes that they don't really want to have this storyline on their show right now. This is going to be an Impact-focused thing. It's a different TV show. That maybe we are the battlegrounds for these promotions to fight. I don't know. We can't assess it now. But in referring to the match, it made Rich look like the underdog who was trying to hang, and Kenny look like an overrated guy who's a big fan of a guy the wrestling marks are a big fan of, or trolls. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I don't think Kenny looked that great. And in every match I've seen him in, it's the same stuff. And that's not hating. I usually, when he was in New Japan, loved his stuff because those matches felt important. And this did too. But I think the taste of it being an Impact pay-per-view, Impact fans specifically watching. Now I'll get to the thing when we talk about the partnership in a second. It looks like that's number 2. But in the match itself, it was just V-trigger, V-trigger, V-trigger. Oh, botch, V-trigger. And now that's on...
There were 9 of them.
And that's on both of them. So
No, I agree.
I don't think it made either of them look worse or better. And that's the problem I have. I think it just... Okay, if Rich shows up tomorrow, he could... And didn't mention this at all, what would we do? Nothing, because none of us bought into Rich being a champion anyways. So... It's and that's the way I think of it. And this isn't sugarcoating or going back and changing my opinion. I just had to assess it because I was pissed when the 3 count happened clean like that. I was like, oh my God, did that just really happen? 23 minutes into a match. You couldn't even give us 30 minutes for this match, for a groundbreaking, historic match. Anyways, I don't want to shit on it the whole time because it was a solid match. It was entertaining, and the pay-per-view from top to bottom, exclude that ending, was an A to me.
Oh,
an
yeah.
A-, if that, maybe B+.
Outside of that match, the pay-per-view was phenomenal.
Did this make Rich Swann look worse or lesser? No, it did its job. It made Impact look worse, and that's the problem that I want to get to next.
And I agree. And so here's my issue. Is Rich Swann as good as Kenny Omega? No. But Roman Reigns isn't as good as AJ Styles. And when they wrestled, I think it was Extreme Rules. It was the pay-per-view after WrestleMania, right when Roman Reigns won it. AJ Styles made Roman Reigns look like $1 million. And even though going into that match, I had zero hope that AJ Styles was beating Roman Reigns, there were still points in that match where I was like, holy shit, he might do it. And that was my issue with this match. Going in, you're right. We thought Rich was going to win, and we'll talk about it.
Real quick, I want to talk about your comparison real quick, and not get to WWE, but you're reversing the roles though, because AJ would.
Oh no,
AJ would.
I'm just talking about the better wrestler making somebody, a lower wrestler, look better.
Okay, fair.
Like if Kenny Omega is the best wrestler in the world, he should be able to elevate Rich Swann to at least go similar to him.
Okay, so like, elevation purposes, yes, but as far as AJ was going to lose anyways, so.
Oh no! I'm just saying it.
I got you.
But here's the thing: even in that match, I knew AJ was going to lose, but they still put in parts where you thought maybe this is going to be where AJ wins, and there was never that point in this match.
I thought there was maybe one.
What?
Maybe one.
There was one or two where I think there was one where you were like AJ might get him, but there was no point in this match.
I don't watch that shit.
Rich,
I meant this pay-per-view, Rebellion.
Oh no, this one. I don't think there were any where I looked at and I thought, oh my God, Rich is going to win this.
Fair. Okay. I'll go back and watch.
I didn't think it at all. Yeah, because it was literally, and there were points in this match where I felt like I was watching Chris Jericho read off his 1,001 holds, because it was just signature move after signature move, like it was 9.
Am I wrong? Does he didn't wrestle like this in New Japan, right?
I don't think. Not hitting 9 V triggers. And people talk about the fact of, it made Rich Swann look good because he kicked out that. That's why I said he's a Honda Civic.
Move.
Yeah, it can take the beating, but it's not at the same level. Like taking a bunch of finishing moves and kicking out is impressive if you win. Or if like that's the thing. Like John Cena taking all that and kicking out is awesome. But just getting beat down, he literally within the span of 1 minute and 32 seconds, Kenny hit 4 V triggers,
just knees to the head,
back to back to back to back, and then Kenny hit him with this, and then Rich hit him with suplex, And then Kenny hit him with another
I
V-trigger.
wonder if he was injured
Like-
or not feeling well. Why did they book it? And that's the thing. I don't understand with this. It's
I don't know.
exposed knee shot. Yeah, I mean, look. Here's the one thing I do want to mention.
I think it was at least the last 3, possibly the last 5.
Okay.
But he's done the exposed knee. I've seen him do that in AEW too. Like, and it's like he pulls it down. It's like, oh my God, like, cool, bro. Like, your Jay Driller is literally you drop somebody on their head. I'm letting you know that's more impactful.
Well, I want to get back to this really quick about Rich thing, about why they booked it that way, because I have no clue. The only thing I can assume, and I see everyone saying, well, Rich should have looked better. I don't think Rich Swann, the Impact champion, should have looked better, because he's the same Rich Swann Impact World Champion that we either hit or miss on a weekly basis. I love Rich, but I don't think he was main event guy just yet. He still needs to find that little extra, okay? So if our guy, if Impact, AEW, and New Japan sit at the table and they say, who's your guy, okay? Well, New Japan would say Okada, okay? They take the title off Okada, so Okada could come over here, right? That's what I think will happen. Who does AEW say? They say Kenny Omega, right? And who do we say? Do we say Rich Swann? No, we would say Moose. So for me, what I really think in looking at it from a different perspective was the reason Rich took an ass whooping like that and wasn't on the show next is so they can reboot him or do whatever. He's not coming back for that title anytime soon. Okay.
I agree with that.
I saw it. I think it was just to finish that. And I'll let you go. But I think if you're gonna do that, and it needs to be done, you need to get Kenny over as the Impact champion, because then the villain isn't, holding us down. So we still have that narrative. And then AEW got what they needed out of it. They got the promotion, they got their champion as a champion, and we got what we needed out of it, which we'll get to in a second. So I think our day will come, but I think it's just a matter if we take a step back to realize that Rich isn't our guy. He's not the guy when you think of Impact Wrestling. Even Eddie is that guy.
And I agree.
Or Sammy's that guy, but not Rich yet.
Oh, no, I definitely agree with that. And critical thing, I don't think he hurt himself. I think that was a planned spot. Because if you go back and watch it, when he goes to do that handstand and he falls on his head, Kenny Omega walks
that was a botch or whatever.
And if he actually was supposed to do something and fell on his head, Kenny Omega would have stayed there to catch him. In case, if he would have actually, hey, man, I botched this move, Kenny would have been there to make sure that, hey, if this guy's actually hurt, I'm not just going to let him fall to the floor. So that was completely, like, if you go back and watch it, it's pretty obvious that was a planned spot.
I don't think he was injured there. I never said that. Okay.
No, I don't think it was either. I think it was planned. It wasn't a botch on.
It was a botch on Kenny's part. It was a botch.
I think it was. I think he was supposed to make it look like he was supposed to do that and fall on his head. He didn't fall on his head. I don't think he was.
He did his
on the handstand at the outside of the ropes.
He did a handstand like he normally does, and then the person waits there and he catches him and does a hurricane or whatever he does. So Kenny moved out of the way, and then Rich had to fix it and said, "Oh, my neck!" And that's all.
The possibility, but yeah, I don't think he didn't hurt himself there. But my only issue is, and I understand he's not our guy, but he was the champion, and he did just beat Moose a month earlier. So I wish they would have at least, and I understand once again, in real life, he's a level or two below Kenny Omega, but I wish they would have had this match make it look like, man, he lost to Kenny, but it was close. So whoever steps up to challenge next, you could say, well, you know what? If they're a little bit better than Rich, maybe they can beat Kenny Omega. Because right now, being a little bit better than Rich just gets you destroyed in.
And that's fine, because not little better than Rich isn't the one that's going to win. Much better than Rich is going to win, and that's Moose. Okay, look, Impact put the belt on Rich and they gave him the rub because they knew they needed to feed Kenny and he be the first. When you bring a wrestler, there has to be a schedule that works. There has to be dates. There has to be different things. So giving Kenny the belt first made Rich look weak, right? Is that what we're getting at? The thing is, if he is not,
I think the way
he that's fair, made Rich and I would agree in that moment. But if you look back, if Moose is your guy, right? You give Rich the win against Moose, you feed him to Omega, and then who is your savior because no one else in Impact can beat Kenny, that's your guy. So it makes that guy look better than everybody else. I believe that's what's going to happen.
But to me, it's only going to make him look better if Rich is the first person to beat Kenny Omega. If Kenny Omega drops the AEW title before he drops the Impact title, he's just a dude.
We're not going to see
point.
Rich. Rich ain't going to be in no main event scene.
No, not Rich. Sorry. Moose. My bad. If Moose beats Kenny Omega, I mean. Like, Kenny Omega has to be this undefeated monster, and Moose has to beat that undefeated Kenny Omega monster. Because if Kenny has lost the AEW title, the AAA title, if he gets the NWA title and loses that, and then he loses the Impact, it's like, well, now you're just some dude. And unfortunately, I don't feel like that's going to happen.
Dude? Kenny is never some dude. He doesn't need a belt. The belt needs him. He's the biggest star outside of WWE. The thing that they're doing here, no, that's true. Be what, Jericho or someone with name value, Dean Ambrose, he sucks. So, and I'll say, I don't care. He's horrible. If he's the perceived biggest star outside of WWE, you need someone from each company that you think could be on that man's level. Rich ain't taking that anytime soon. If you're one guy you nominate as Moose, that's who you make look better. Rich, I don't think we'll see Rich for a couple weeks, and even if we do, I think he'll be down and holding his head down. I don't think he's even back in the game. You got to know, Scott D'Amore has known Moose since the day he started wrestling. Moose started wrestling, okay?
Yeah.
For years. Scott and Don are huge on Moose. I'm just telling you, I really feel that's why they did it that way. For Moose to be angry, come back, and win it back. But let's keep going on because we're already ahead of time.
Yeah, we'll hit the partnership. We'll go more of it there.
Just quickly, Kenny Omega guys are going to repeat. Moose is only going to get better. Says that. Moving on. After everything that went down and Brennan and Bischoff's comments, are you second guessing this partnership? Jeff.
I wanted this one. I think it's easy to say yes here because, I was so positive about it up until that main event because, once again, thinking short-sighted, thinking Rich would be the guy. But once again, if you see Rich with 3 or 4 belts, would you take him seriously? And that's no offense to Rich. It's just the booking that led him here. Yeah, it was the underdog story, but an underdog ain't beating Kenny Omega. So putting that aside, I'm very happy with the AEW partnership. Okay? Are they putting us on their television? Not really. We'll wait to see after these tapings end to see what comes of this when he's actually in person. Are they advertising for us? No, not really. But are our numbers 9 times better than Bound for Glory last year? Yes, they are. We haven't hit 5 digits in a very long time when it comes to pay-per-view buys. So at the end of the day, does a prop going to another company's best actor really mean something? Or does money talk that keeps this company afloat, which shuts up the trolls who say we have none? Okay, this is reestablishing the foundation of Impact. This is getting us out there to a group of people that maybe were TNA fans because everything in AEW it has a TNA essence anyways, everything in there. From the tunnels to the backstage guys to Daniels to Kazarian to Taz, it goes on and on. And Tony himself was a big mark for TNA. So I think what it's doing is that other question we were going to talk about. Do we go over the casual fan or do we go for the diehard wrestling fan? And I think Impact has calculated that they can win more casual diehard fans that have went to AEW waiting for TNA or Impact to get better or haven't thought about it in a while, but don't necessarily hate it. And want a reason to go watch it and not be embarrassed by watching it and not get attacked for watching it. So I think that's where they're going first. You got to know, I have some of the numbers down. So we are at 583,000 followers on Twitter for Impact. I think that was a 5.2 something at the beginning of the pandemic. YouTube is up 140,000. So all of these numbers, and you can't say that as AEW. We are doing our part as well. But at the end of the day, if we were just doing our part, would the success be as large as what we're getting now in such a quick time frame? It wouldn't be.
So I definitely think from the pay-per-view standpoint, I'm happy with it. The pay-per-view numbers were huge, but I want to see what the outcome of this storyline is, because
I think you have to wait years.
it could, but I don't know how long. I guess the primary, like, Kenny Omega, the Impact Champion storyline.
I think we're gonna have to wait. I
want to see the outcome, because, as I said, to me, and I saw a bunch of people online say that whoever ends up beating Kenny is going to become a massive star.
Yeah.
But I feel like that only counts for the first person to beat him.
Oh, yeah.
He has multiple bouts. He has the AEW bout. He has the Impact bout. He has the AAA bout. He'll probably add the NWA bout. He may add the New Japan bout. He'll basically look like Austin Aries did when he was the bout
He'll look like
collector.
Ultimo Dragon. Let's give it better.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, when he drops that first belt, he's going to start losing some of the, like, unkillable monster. Think about it. When Aries was the belt collector, when he would have finally dropped that belt to Impact, he would have lost all his belts, but the Impact one, you're like,
so
wait a second.
What does that have to do with the partnership, though?
Well, because I don't think I want them to give Impact that first loss, or give the first loss to Omega, or the first loss of Omega to be an Impact wrestler. I want boost, but I don't think they'll do that. I think they will make sure that Adam Page gets over first. And then once Adam Page, because that's who they're building to take the belt from Kenny Omega. I think they're going to have Kenny Omega drop the belt to Adam Page.
Belt.
And once they do that, I think it loses the mystique of, I'm the belt collector, I'm Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet. I think he loses some of that unkillable monster, and that's
so why don't we wait to see if that happens? Because if you do, I understand what you're saying, because I can see that happening, since they're saying AEW is in a different land, right? But I think what's going to happen is that there's going to be a battle or a World War III of sorts where New Japan comes into this as well, and that's into play. So I don't know if we get Omega Ospreay. I don't know if we see Ospreay over here. I think Okada dropped it.
I think it'll be Okada.
So I think if Okada is coming over, and he would be the representative of New Japan, that highest point, right? Because I don't think they'll stand,
or even the
Bullet Club, whatever. I'm just saying, whoever the representation is, you would say they would go try to get their belt back. But I don't think they're going to lose their belt or even be involved in this. But once again, we don't know what's going to happen. People could say they do.
No, and I agree, and that's why I'm not shitting on it. Like, I'm not saying I'm completely done with the partnership. I just want to see where it goes, because I'm still scared that AEW is going to make sure they get theirs first before anything else.
Here's the way I look at it, though, man, is if we do our part and we're Impact fans and we stay focused on Impact, AEW doesn't matter.
That's true, but I think this partnership, and one of the reasons why I thought that Rich could potentially win this match, is because from a viewer standpoint, if Rich was on AEW, that's obviously going to get Impact fans who don't watch AEW to watch. It's also going to get AEW fans who don't watch Impact to be like, well, this guy's our world champion. Let me tune into Impact to see. But with Kenny winning, I don't know if those non-AEW watching fan, or there's AEW fans that don't watch Impact are going to tune in and watch Impact. And I don't think Impact fans are like, well, let me go watch what Kenny Omega's doing on AEW.
No, they'll read.
So that was the reason why I thought there's a chance that Rich ends up winning.
Give it.
Because from a viewership standpoint, I thought it might have benefited both companies.
We said that, that was our analysis from the get-go before the pay-per-view. What I'm saying now, though, is in this world that we live in now, is it going to go a 1 week, 2 weeks before AEW and Impact fans start watching each other's show? It's going to take forever, if at all. I feel like there's more of a chance AEW fans watch Impact than vice versa at this moment because of the hate. But that's what we're supposed to build. They're building the villain. We're building the underdog, or whatever it may be, right? They are the NWO. That's the way we have to look at this. Don't look at AEW as the NWO. They're not. Kenny Callis and the Good Brothers right now are the NWO, and unfortunately, right now we are WCW. That's the way you should look at it, because I'm not taking this in the sense of there is a partnership until I see that. There hasn't been a partnership. There's been one-sided because we think that's storyline related, but it hasn't come to play yet as of that. Now, granted, you could say, well, they had their tapings, so they had a lot of footage to go, and then they could try to slip some in backstage stuff, which they did on this one.
Yep.
So let's see this next tapings. Let's see these live episodes from the tapings from us and the live from AEW, and we'll see where it goes, and we'll reassess this. But for now, I think we're in a good place. The numbers are up where they need to be. The money's rolling in, and once again, this company is on the mouths of many people that normally would not give us the time of day. It's going to take a while for us to rebuild Impact, and it's taken 4 years. What's one more, right? All right. There we go. Let's move to some positive stuff.
All right. So kick it to number 3. With the likes of El Phantasmo arriving and Josh Alexander on the rise, is this the best the X Division's been in years? Matt?
I mean, definitely in years. It might be one of the best X Divisions ever. Just in terms of, like, not only just that they can go, but they're all really well-developed characters, too. Like, I remember I know you've talked about how much you liked Amazing Red, but Amazing Red couldn't talk to save his life. So when you've had other people, it's been good in the ring, but the characters haven't been there. But this time, Ace Austin, TJP, Josh Alexander, Chris Bay, obviously El Phantasmo, when he gets here, you've got a lot of guys who can not only go Trey if they decide to put him in there, but they all have good storylines. It's a lot more than just in the ring stuff with this X Division. It's much more like instead of before it was, hey, this is just the cool stuff we do in the ring. Now it really has become hey, this is our mid-card title. And these are the guys that are going to be going next, and I think it really might be the best X Division they've ever had, top to bottom, just because it goes down so far with the guys. Like your sixth guy could potentially in a year be challenging for a heavyweight championship in a legit way.
Yeah. See, it depends.
Yeah, not just, we just need you to do something. Go get them, son.
It depends on which way they do this, though. And to your point, if you have more, obviously I'll let you go. But I agree with you. I agree. This is the best in a while. Would I say it's the best ever? It's hard because what you're saying is it's not wrong. If obviously we had Samoa Joe, we had AJ, we had Daniels, we had whoever else was on that 3 or 4, 5, 6 spot at that moment. Sanjay wasn't there yet, coming up yet. I guess Sabin, all those, that Kazarian, you had that group. That's a good group. They gave it time. They gave it the main event. They gave it storyline. So I can't say it beats that. And then there's been other times where the wrestlers in the X Division at the time were phenomenal, no pun intended. But like you said, the gimmick or the storyline or whatever, just it wasn't there. The investment from the company wasn't there as much as it is today. So look at this lineup. So yeah, obviously I think they're going to take Ace out of this division. He lost cleanly again. But with that being said, Bay looks like he's moving up as well. So let's take them out of it. Shits and giggles, worst case scenario. Okay, so you have Josh Alexander, who's not about weight limits, no limits, right? He's a bigger dude, but can go.
He's your Samoa Joe.
Yeah, fair enough. You have El Phantasmo coming over. Okay. You have I saw Mac, Torus, all those people. Rohit, obviously, yeah. They'll mix and match Petey's back, Sabin if he doesn't have some. So what they're doing is creating where we have plethora of people to go for that belt at all times, which would be interesting if they go back to that, where it's not about building up a challenger. It's about, can you defend it? And are you the workhorse champion that could, like how the X Division used to be? I'm undecided where I want to be there. But we also have to realize that, we're going to get to the Slammiversary reel, so I won't jump on that bandwagon yet. But I will tell you before that, Vikingo is coming over. Am I saying that right? Vikingo? Yeah, right? Vikingo? He's coming. Okay. Yeah. Him alone and El Phantasmo coming, them two alone, the X Division set. Can you imagine a match with Josh Alexander and those two guys? What about Ishimori? Wonder if he comes back. What so we are not even at the
Kenta could come back.
The precedence of where we are right now is we're building the roster with getting our main guys there and rebuilding it. Yes, we're adding key players, but there's going to be a lot of that forbidden door where people are just kind of coming in, stopping by, doing a program, and not. Now, should we be scared by that? I don't think so. I think you should wait and see how it goes, because FinJuice, you could say, oh, came in for a hot shot title win and then lost it. They didn't, and I'm so happy that we wanted that to happen. I'm so happy that did happen for those who were on the Talking Points Rebellion, because now this seems more realistic and more, New Japan's not going anywhere, right? You could say AAW is, they could say screw off to us and take our belt and whatever. They won't, but you could say that. But with New Japan, their guys are here right now to stay, at least until they lose those belts. So.
And it's funny because them winning and Omega winning to me seems completely different, because when FinJuice won, you saw, like, they showed videos of them in Japan rocking the belts. They seemed like super excited about the fact that we are the Impact Tag Team Champions. It's an honor that we have. If El Phantasmo wins the X Division, he'll be excited. It'll be an honor. I feel like if Okada comes over, and let's just say by some magical chance, Okada's the one to beat Kenny Omega for the Impact Championship, Okada will be happy to beat. So I just feel like the New Japan thing seems like these guys are coming over and being a part of Impact, as opposed to the AEW partnership where Kenny Omega, where it's just Kenny Omega and he's just invading, or other guys who are just like, I don't want to lose the Impact talent.
We don't know the backstage stuff. Let's say that we don't know what they actually have said, or Tony has actually said, or what's a work and what's not. We're not in the know like that. I will say two things, and one of them comes full circle. One, the New Japan thing. I think that is just a mindset of the workers in Japan. You respect the titles you win, especially if you're going to another company. You represent New Japan well. That is just how it is. So they have respect for every championship they win, and rightfully so. The problem is the X Division Championship of TNA Impact lore is worth a damn. We built some damn good shit with that. We built some damn good shit with the tag, or did I say X? Yeah, X, tag, and knockouts. Those are all valuable titles. I can say that maybe the world title out of all of them is the one, besides the knockouts tag, that needs a little more love, because we went for so long during the Jarrett eras of not really caring about it as much, because it was the X Division that really was the big deal. Then we had the Sting and the Angle, and that was good and stuff. And but AJ and Samoa, the guys that we really loved, weren't in that championship picture. Then we had to deal with Magnus and all this other weird stuff. So it's not that the people that held the belt was bad and it was in a lull, but wasn't even recognized until this year from Wrestling Observer. Okay, not that is the be all end all. But if Kenny Omega holds our belt for even more than 2 months, our belt is going to have more value. So him looking down at us and waiting for someone to beat him, I'm okay with going full circle. But with New Japan, them coming there to respect the title, I appreciate it, and I hope that transfers over to the world once this starts going deeper into it.
And I think with Judy, I think that had more to do. I didn't know the whole story, but I think that had more to do with them just not being happy with ROH in general. I don't think they liked.
I don't think they liked.
I don't think it was like, because they've been New Japan champions and they haven't treated those belts like that. So I think that was just them not particularly being happy with Ring of Honor. When I wouldn't be either, but.
As far as the Iceman question there, I see, I mentioned this in the chat group a little bit. I know already works with us. I don't see CMLL doing it.
AAA would probably be
AAA, see, that's the key, is if they aren't using AAA as part of this already. If they're saying it's not, but it is. So I think it's going to be something small like that. I don't think it's going to be. And if it's not going to be WWE.
I don't think it's going to be NWA, because apparently they wanted Kenny to hold that, and Magnus was like, "Yeah, I'm not dropping the title to him," or Nikki James, Nick Aldis, whatever his name is.
No, I understand.
So I don't think it's going to be down
storyline here. critical listening. You're telling me that Naito legit destroy it? Yes.
Yeah, but that was a storyline thing. That was his storyline that he didn't respect
Right.
the titles. He's not going to come into Impact and be like, "Hey guys, are you okay with me destroying your title?"
Now,
like,
once
no, we
again,
don't want you to do that. Awesome. Let me go run. Let me go tie it behind my car. And
now,
drive
once
down
again,
the street.
heel and face is a big part of it as well. But Japan wrestlers tend to have more respect for stuff. All right, number 4.
It also helped that that belt at that point in time was looking rough, and it was a way for them to get a new one by him destroying it. So.
All right, on to number 4. We have Finn Juice, Taylor Wilde, Rachel Ellering, W.Morrisey, and more to come. Who are you most excited about?
Is that me? That's me.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to surprise you here. I'm happy with all of them so far. I'm really happy with Finn Juice. They looked better. They were smooth. They looked like they gave a shit. They have the gear. They looked the part, and I was very happy with their match at Rebellion. But that's not it. Taylor Wilde, I like her new entrance. I know people were iffy on it, but she needed something. That sailor American gimmick. She's a Canadian. It just didn't work for me when she originally started. So for her have some kind of personality that's different than just generic blonde American or Canadian girl, I enjoy it. But the big person here is W.Morrisey. Okay. So would I have said this beforehand? Would I have wanted us to rush to get him or take on that? Probably not. Probably not. But this dude is giving me Drew Galloway vibes, okay? Which means he has something to prove. He's in the best shape of his life, mentally and physically. He's out where there's no one else giving him a chance. He wants to make the most of this opportunity. He's focused. Give me a shitty name. I don't give a fuck. Give me a shitty storyline. I don't care. He will nail whatever he's given and knock it out of the park because he cares more. Look at Galloway. The stuff he was given, that the storylines and the rise up shit and Micah and Eli Drake, that was trash. Okay, hashtag rise up. But he made it work because you believed in Drew Galloway. Like him or not, he has some kind of presence about him, and I really think that W.Morrisey, or whatever the hell he's going to be called, I guess that's it, is going to have that momentum and impact. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I agree with everything you said about Finn Juice. I thought they looked great. They look like a complete tag team. Those guys, I mean, they could stay here for a year and hold those titles. I'd be fine with it because I generally liked the way they looked. Taylor Wilde, once again, people are saying how great she looked in the ring. I agree. I do think it's weird that she still comes back with the red, white, and blue colors when she's Canadian. Maybe she turns on the USA at some point, but whatever. But yeah, I liked Rachel Ellering. I thought she was a good addition too. Sure.
Phantasm will be big, but
as well. But I agree with it being W.Morrisey. The name, I wish they would just use his full name or just his last name. First initial, last name is a little weird.
Different.
Yeah, but so I think you'll probably see them adjust it at some point. But I agree. He looked really good. My concern is some injury. I think he had some injury issues. I think it was he tore his ACL in WWE. But I think a lot of that has to do with just the size. But he looked really good. He came in shape. That's always a concern you have when you bring in guys who have been away. Like, are they going to come in shape? Are they going to look like? But he looked like he had been in shape. He looked like he could go. I mean, I think he's someone that you can maybe not right away, but build up to be a real force in Impact Wrestling. Like, I think
I'm not a big fan of big guys being the champion. Generally, because it really lowers the quality. Generally,
I think it's Western James. I think it's
William. Yeah, he's Will. I mean, two different things. I'm not a big fan of that really, of larger guys being champion stuff. I was very against Matt Morgan and his lifts, but I like this dude. And I know someone said Test, rest in peace Test, but Test couldn't go like this kid could go. I mean, this Morrissey guy, you got to understand that the shit he's been through, and a lot of it brought on upon himself, but part of it also because of the people he had to be associated with by who they put him with. I think he's surrounded in Impact by good people that have no other hidden agenda but to make you look good. That locker room is probably one of the
Yeah.
best in the world because they all give a shit about each other and wanting each other to look good, or from what we hear on a regular basis. You know, if it's something that they want to make up a fake narrative of, we would have heard something by now. I really believe that's the truth. And I think when you have people like Morrissey who just needs a chance, or Kylie who just needed help, Impact is that company you go to rebuild, right? So I think Morrissey, without the wear and tear of the schedule at WWE, I think his health will be fine. Mental health, he's surrounded by the Good Brothers who obviously have brought him in. That's, I really think, vouch for him through Lariato. They've been seeing him there, or using him there, and he's been showing up, being good, being healthy, looking like he did on Impact. So, you know, I just think, yeah, he looks like Test, I guess. Older Edge, I agree with that too, or not an older Edge, but a taller Edge. But either way, I think the dude's money. I liked how they made him talk. I said on Twitter, because I looked at Chris and said, I said, if this dude hits a powerbomb, a jackknife powerbomb style powerbomb for his finish, just I'm sold on him. 1, 2, 3. That's what he hit on that Sam Beal guy. So I'm sold on him. I think he has a big future here in Impact. I like that he got put on the roster page with the quickness. That means he's here, just like Rachel Ellerling and Taylor Wilde. But I don't want to take anything from Taylor Wilde as well. You know, for someone who wasn't the biggest fan of her prior, for, you know, different reasons, this really washed out whatever taste I had in my mouth. Because, I mean, her in that little, you know, I know I said it, and I think it was, I forgot who was that joked me on it. But I said, I think she might be the number 2 or 3, not including Jordan, knockout right now already. Because that little she showed us shows she's motivated, she's been practicing, and she's been ready for this moment. She wants to, just like Eric Young wanted to come back and prove his world championship run wrong, the namesayers. He did that, I already believe, in that little run, in the new character he has. And now I think it's Taylor's turn to do that as well. Go off on a good note, you know, come with a little bit of different, more of you instead of what Impact was trying to make you last time when you were in TNA, and just rock it out. But I'm very excited about the prospects of what she's going to do here.
And I agree with you. I don't like when big guys are the champions, but I think a lot of that has to do with, is it a big guy who can actually go, or is it just a big guy?
Well, they also have to talk.
Like when you get, yeah, but like when you get big guys who can go in the ring, because the issue is like when you get big guys who can't actually go, they have a hard time wrestling with smaller guys, because if they can't take their moves, they don't look as smooth. But when you get a big guy who can actually go, and I feel like Morrissey can go, like it's okay to have a big guy either as a champion or up there, just because, you know, they lose that awkwardness. So
let's wrap this up with the bang.
Just quickly before we move on, a couple of points. That one, Taylor Wilde looked incredible. 2, shout out to Mike at Combat Republic. We know how much he loves the W.Morrisey name. And also that Sam Beal can take one hell of a beating. He's
our new Brooklyn Brawler. You know what that means, Craig? Triple XL is moving up, and so is Jake something.
Okay, I'll take that one for sure. But yeah, so final, we have Our World Changes again at Slammiversary. What's your first initial thoughts on the reel?
So my first initial thoughts was, is this all just a teaser, or are all these people signed? Because they basically put in everybody or hints to everybody. So if everybody in that teaser is signed, that would be that'd be phenomenal. It's everybody that we wanted. Obviously outside of like the people who are in New Japan. I know he's not actually. I know Okada's not signed to Impact, but like I just think it really could. It would be a massive. I don't want to call it a turning point, but it would be like if all these people get released and a lot of them are stars, and they all turn and say we're all going to sign with Impact, like that would be huge. Because
you think that would happen?
Like, So I think Joe
I
will
agree.
come back. I think the Iconics would sign with Impact just because it's a better women's division, and and they have a tag title for them to go after. So they're going to keep
Yeah.
them together. Andrade, I could see him going to AEW, but they're really deep, and I don't know what he would be on their roster.
Well, a Miro.
Like, but that's what I'm saying. So you if you think about that, even outside of their top people, they have like a second level of guys who they could say we're going to push up into that top level. Whereas with Impact, I think if Andrade comes in, he's instantly a top guy. So I just feel like Impact makes a better spot there. Who else was in it?
There was
Obviously,
a lot. Well, we're behind on time, so I'll tell you and I'll say my point.
but yeah. So, but I think it's a possibility though that everybody does sign, and I think I'm really excited to see like what happens.
Yeah.
Like
well, here's what I think. By Slammiversary time, I think the partnerships will be at full force. We're gonna have live audiences, maybe not us, but AEW will. New Japan will have their US tour and have live audiences as well. So I see it picking up by Slammiversary time. And why I bring that up is because I don't know if the Mexican flag had anything to do with Andrade necessarily, because they didn't show Thea, and they have the ability to show Thea. So I think she's signed somewhere else, or is signed with us, which I don't know if I believe that. The Canadian flag.
I did Google to see if AJ Styles might have been Mexican. He's not. I figured.
I think that's just Vikingo and all them coming. It is the AAA partnership. The Canadian thing, I think honestly is Team Canada. And forming something with that, because I think at the end of the day, what's going to happen is Impact is going to need its heroes. We'll have Moose, yes, but are we going to have people come back? AMW help us, fight back. Motor City help us fight back. Are we going to have some turncoats? I think that's the story that they're playing for, which would be the Wolves coming back. That would mean Team Canada coming back, and so on and so on. So,
do you think they'll do another cup like they did before, where they have
World Cup?
Team Impact, which is
I think they will,
but where they have Team Canada, Team USA, Team Mexico, Team New Japan.
I think they'll do that. And I don't know where it'll be held, or if it'll be one big pay-per-view or what, but it's going to be big either way. But yeah, Mickie James as well. See, I know Samoa Joe will be. I have a feeling Samoa Joe will be there. Remember, we have 90 days, so no talent is signed. They didn't show any talent. Now, the last Slammiversary, we had the same thing, right? And we got the Good Brothers out of it. We got Myers. Who else did they tease that we got that actually came? EC3.
The only one who didn't show was Miro.
And Rockstar spotted, obviously, because he got signed. I feel like there's one more. Okay, so we're pretty close. I do see that Iconics coming. They're obviously good friends with Tenille. I kept saying it. I think Tenille had a chance to win because I think she's actually sticking around. I didn't at first, but the more and more I see her friends and her ganging up for drinks and talking and chatting, I think we're going to have a group of 3 Australian knockouts, and they're going to shake up that knockouts division. And watch out with an inspired Tenille, because she did look much better at the pay-per-view, and her talking and all that was much better at this last taping, I feel like. So, no, we didn't get everyone last year. Craig's right on that, I believe. Craig, look that up maybe, or someone look that up. See if there was anyone else. I know they had Rockstar Spud on it, and they took him off, and then Miro, the same thing. They had the Bulgarian flag.
The flag.
So Mickie James, I don't know. You would assume NWA, but is that a thing? I don't know.
They have a women's division, but I don't.
I think at the end of the day, and I'm not going to go too far into this because the speculation is going to last for another 90 days. But either way, even if they get 3 of these people and it's just the Iconics and Samoa Joe, that would be a coup for someone starting a new group. Oh, Mike and Maria Bennett. Thank you. Yes, Mike and Maria Bennett went to ROH, and they were on that reel as well. So I don't think we'll get all of them. I feel like Leo Rush might have been one as well. We're not going to get all of them, but I think we're going to get a good chunk again. And either way, it's keeping buzz around Impact. And it makes Slammiversary a can't-miss pay-per-view, which is what we need to string along here. Obviously, you guys see it in the advertisements there. Oh, yeah, Sting and Angle last year. Well, Angle's a different story. I still believe Angle to be signed, but Under Siege we have on May 15th. Look out for that. And then Against All Odds June 12th, and then Slammiversary. Oh, I don't have one for that. But so we're getting back to where Impact has the money and the ability. Great Muta was in this one as well. I think you might see him. Okada.
Naito.
That's right. Either way, it's an exciting time, and we're getting back to a time where Impact is having a pay-per-view or special every month, and it feels somewhat can't miss. Maybe not all the pay ones. The pay ones obviously feel can't miss, but the monthly specials are definitely headed in the right direction, which is perfect because they're trying to monetize the Impact Plus, and if you don't have it, $7.99, go get it. If you buy your subscription, it's even cheaper. It's much better, and I think there's a lot in store. They'll be off Fight in May. Remember that, guys. There's a reason. There's a reason they'll be off Fight in May. All right, Craig, I'll let you wrap.
Even with the monthly specials, the Hardcore Justice one, but the one before that where it was Rich and Moose, that one had the title change with Finjuice, right?
Yes. It was Hardcore Justice.
So, I mean, even those. No, that way was the one that I saw. What was the one that we watched when I was up with you?
I don't know, man. All these days mix into each other.
Sacrifice. But even that was like a monthly special, but it still can't miss stuff. Like they're at the point where like you've got to watch these things because even the pre-recorded stuff, they're willing to make big changes on those.
All right, Craig, wrap that up and let's get to the game, our commercial, then a game and stuff.
Yeah. So obviously those are the hot topics, but before we switch to the game, just a reminder that we do have a Cash App. So if you want to help us out with any donation, simply go to Cash App and you want to enter the $ symbol followed by all in caps TNAIW.
Simple.
Anything's appreciated. If you want to help us out, we appreciate you, but no pressure. Do what you feel like you want to do.
We should start
an OnlyFans. No. Wait, is that a dirty thing? Yeah, well, no, what Craig said is true. We're trying to raise money to get these shirts printed. We'll have them in May, we hope. Got the cricket ready. We'll be popping these out. I'm really stoked. But every dollar you put into this will put right back into this. We have big plans, and some of that, like I said, will be revealed throughout the year. So stay tuned. But speaking of merch, here's our commercial.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now listening to the Talking Nonsense About Impact Wrestling podcast.
All right, so we're gonna be getting to a game. Wait, I'm actually leading it. I made a game for you guys, so I'll explain it to the people who don't know. If you saw the post I put out or the tweet I put out earlier, I gave you a little bit of example, and I'll pop that one up right now so you can see what the hell I'm talking about. All right, technology. All right, so what's going to happen is I am going to put up a picture like this that I have come up with a tag team name for. If you say it, doesn't necessarily mean you win, because it's not about if you get mine right, I will tell you what I came up with. But it's about what we all think is the better name. And that goes for you guys in the chat group as well. If a chat group member has the highest score at the end, you guys will join our ranking committee, and then Omega could be number one, if that's what, that's what you really want. All right. So for me, for this one, this is just the example. I would have said Stingray. You move them around. They got the Stingrays. That's their tag team name. It's not great, but that's what happens when you put their names together, right? All right. So I'm going to give Craig and Max a minute while we banter, while I banter, and then we can let them each tell us their names. All right. Shippers. All right. Just give me a thumbs up when you guys are ready, Max and Craig. Weird tag team, mixed tag team.
I know, I hate
no wrong answers. What about you guys in the chat? Any name for this pairing? No, that's not what I thought.
Booby Rude. I like that.
It's pretty good. All right. All right, what do you guys got? Let it lay on me. Craig?
I blank. Bam money.
Okay. Max?
I'm gonna go with rude bitch.
That is what I came up with. Rude bitch. ODB, 130 bitch. 130 rude, yeah, rude bitch, whatever. All right, cool. We're getting the game. Here we go. All right. Here's another great one.
I do like Booby Rude though.
Booby Rude is the win. Yeah.
Booby Rude's a good.
Jeebus is already in the.
Okay, I've got it. I've got this one.
Okay. Max, give me a thumbs up when you're ready as well. Team Bam it.
Damn it.
All right, let's go. Let Craig go. Craig, what do you got, buddy?
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I feel like that's. I was trying to think of
Make
something
some
different, but that's all that that can come up.
What do we got? We got a lot of wolf packs in the chat. I like this. That's
Like that's just. I was like,
TNAIW fan, man. You guys are the best. All right. Here's another goodie.
Okay, I got it.
Black Rain, baby. Black Rain.
That's mine,
Black
but you
Rain.
don't have to, go with that. Oh, he's not gonna say it. Come on, man. Not gonna say
I
it.
like Black Rain.
I don't know what he's thinking.
Yeah, I don't know what Critical Stink's thinking.
Or if you say his name 3 times, does he come back? Is that it? Oh. All right. You both would have went black. Mad T. All right.
I would have gone Black
Rain.
Rain.
That's used though, so it doesn't necessarily say, no, I'm thinking of Black Rain. You just don't want to say Black Rain. I don't blame you. All right, here we go. Got another. Boo. They showed a picture of the man on the left, Tyrus, in on the Twitch thing, and I wanted to go vomit. If he comes back, click. All right.
Okay,
Max,
I've
what do you
got
got?
it.
I'll put you on the spot here.
Gives a fuck.
That's your tag team? Who gives a fuck? Oh,
That's my tag. I don't care
the
who these
Impact
guys
rechecks.
are. They could be the new Johnsons for all I know. Stick them in flesh-colored
Hell
suits
yeah.
and let them go out there.
Craig, what do you got, buddy?
I don't know if this is exactly, but I think it's along these lines. Tyrannosaurus Rex.
T-Rex. T-Rex, what I got. Big up to, who is that? Chant 705. Who are you? Welcome. Unless you've been in the shadows. Garbage
Rex.
Oh, man. Good on you, buddy. Good
I don't care about either one of these guys.
This is fun for a laugh. Are we supposed to do calls still? We'll do that. Here's one of my favorites. Raise your hand.
I can't
what's going
see. Oh, okay. Oh.
Max, I'm gonna put you on the spot. What's your team name here?
I'm still thinking. Go with Craig. I don't know.
Yeah, I've got it. I think I've got it. Venus by Design.
Ooh. That is not mine, but I'm writing that down because I like it.
Is that who that is? Is that
It's
Val
Venus in
Venus?
Wrestling Jeebus. Yeah.
Diener and Wiener,
baby. Diener.
I like. That's funny.
Diener and Wiener. That's what I had.
Diener. That's
Yeah.
great.
Sorry, my mind didn't go there.
God.
Dinas. I like that too. I like that. Valdine.
So we've got. Is that Ezekiel Jackson?
That's Ezekiel
Okay.
Jackson. It's Rampage. It's the Jackson 5.
Who wants to sign up for that group? Who wants that group? Anyone else got a name for these folks?
That's so
Jackson
good.
5, baby.
Which one's the Jackson 5?
Well, Daddy's favorite would
Jesse
be
Jackson.
Michael, so it's gonna be Garrett. Garrett is mine.
Garrett's Michael.
All right.
Oh shit, man.
This one might be tough. What's it say?
Mo Rambucks.
Fuck it.
Who's the
I can't
dude on
make
the right?
out
Is that
his face.
Kid Rock?
So the guy on the right is Lance Hoyt. It's just a picture of him when he was in Impact TNA.
Well, okay, Come
Come on, someone's got to get this right in the chat group. I know someone will. Hakeem, Jeebus.
No.
Who's in there? Bert. You think you know? Drunken Rockers. That's good. Murder Storm. All right. I went a little back farther, if that helps. Max, what do you got?
I don't know.
I mean, it's probably a little
Craig?
bit niche, but obviously I remember Lance Hoyt wearing a certain vest. So I'm gonna go White Boy Cowboy.
That's not what I.
So Lance Storm is good, but I'm trying to remember what he was. What was his tag team's name in ECW?
Lance Storm? No, Lance Hoyt.
I know, but that's Lance and Storm. Is
Oh,
somebody
shit.
putting their name as Lance
Who
Storm?
said Lance Storm?
So I was
Bert,
trying to
Lance
think
Storm.
of what the name
That's
tag.
good. Do you want to know what?
But I was trying to think of who when they were ECW. Was
Impact
it
players.
who was
They were
it?
Impact
It was Impact Players. That's okay. That's what I was thinking
you
of.
guys
Was
wanna
just
know what
use
I
the
had?
Lance Storm as
Dallas
What?
Cowboys. His name was Dallas in TNA. Yeah.
okay.
Old heads. That's for you guys. Dallas Cowboys.
Shit.
All American.
Oh, no. Careful.
Oh,
CDC's going to
shit.
come for you.
Alpha and Omega.
That's what I had. Alpha and Omega.
Yeah.
Everyone, what's the name? What do you guys got for a name, though? Anyone in their group have something? I like Alpha and Omega. I thought it was pretty straightforward, but a lot of these are playing on their names compared to actually just being Omega Brown.
Omega Brown.
I like that shit. I had Amazing Red to that shit. Omega Red, Omega Brown, all different. All right. Unfortunately, we only have a few more. Do you guys like this? Is this a game we should keep in the cycle?
I like
How
Omega
do I follow
Brown.
up Alpha Omega?
Omega Brown. Just
Here's for my fellow nerds.
sounds like what happens when I go to Mexican after.
Come on, somebody. Oh, Alpha Cleaner. It's a business we should start. Alpha Cleaners, call in today. Keep the game? Thanks, I.
Professor X.
Professor Xavier, so they could be, yeah. So Professor Mike Tenay, Xavier, Desmond Xavier, Professor X, you could be Professor Xavier, the mutants, whatever, you know. Thank you.
It's a good one.
Yeah, I'm liking that
all right,
reference.
Profex, there we go. All right. Yeah, this is a good one right here. These are our last two, unfortunately. Wah, wah.
Oh, it's the Snowman.
Close enough.
Is it Al Patron? As in A Al Patron.
Oh, no.
Ah.
Al Patron. Oh, that's good. That's good. I like that.
Al Patron. That's
Patron,
good.
That's good. Max said snowman. My original one, it had nothing to do with that, but snow blowers, anything to do with the nose candy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That Alberto. Shit show. I like that. Oh, shit snow. Even better.
Shit snow.
Oh, man. All right. Last but not least, no one yell it out. I want to give everyone the time to savor. If you have it, raise your hand, say whatever. Ooh, is this a stumper? Bad Mood Mac. I like that. I like that a lot. Bad Mood Willie. That is one.
I've
Okay.
got an idea.
Wait.
The Mac and Pat.
Let's let everyone go. Anyone else? Mac Myers we got on there. Oh, Mac Myers. That sounds cool. Bad Mood Mac. Bad. All right, Craig, what do you have, bud?
The Mac and Patch
Ooh.
connection.
That's nice.
That's a
Okay.
good one. The most professional chocolate
Bert.
thunder.
With the win.
One-eyed.
It's the one-eyed Willies, baby. The one-eyed Willies. That is what I came up with.
That's funny.
That's fitting. It gives them something both to do.
Okay.
We should start a hashtag one-eyed Willies, tag Mac and Myers in it. Let them be a tag team. Give them something to do.
Let's
All
not.
right. Well, that's what I got, guys. Now it's wrapping up at 9 o'clock, which would be our normal time. Obviously, we blew 15 minutes trying to. You love this game? Yeah, cool. We'll make sure this is in rotation then, guys. I'm gonna keep bringing some fun ones like this, then a little more laughable and enjoyable, because it seems like we're gonna be talking about more serious stuff and stuff like that. So, do we want to take some calls? Do we want to keep it going, or do we just want to stick on time because we lost 15 minutes? I think that's fair, and we could call next time. Do calls next time. What are you guys in the mood for? I'm here.
I mean, I'm down for reading off all of the signature moves that Kenny Omega hit in that match versus Rich Franklin, Rich Swann, if you guys would like.
No, you could put well, if we're all going to sleep, we could turn you on and be like and be our radio.
Just saying, he's got some good ones.
Richie Noku Driver. That's founded.
Hey man, I've never even heard that, but I was impressed.
That's so funny.
Oh yeah. Well, let's call. No, we won't do any calls. But is the chat group gonna sing too? Do we have a happy birthday song for Craig?
Rich Franklin's an MMA fighter. That's why I said that. Yeah.
Here, I'll do one better. Well, Craig, why don't you wrap us up and we'll go from there.
Okay. So, bear with me. Okay, so thank you for watching. Don't forget to follow us on here and there and everywhere else. Stay tuned to our social medias for any upcoming announcements. If you need an extra fix of nonsense, then go ahead and check out mixtape 2 of like TNA Jams on our YouTube channel. We'll post a link to our social media.
Oh, episode 2's out?
Of what?
Light TNA Jams?
There's like 3 out. We just haven't done it since.
Like 3 or 4.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what I mean. I thought there was none. I thought you said a new one.
Yeah, the link will. We'll post a link to our social medias tomorrow. Keep your eyes peeled for this video on YouTube, and then the audio on Sounder straight after. And I guess we shall see you all next week for some more nonsense live.
The fuck?
Oh, it's crazy. That's the first one I found.
Oh, what are you looking up Ellie's songs to Google it?
You're a dear one. Happy birthday, Craig.
Happy birthday, Craig.
All right, everyone wish Mr. Impact Blog a happy birthday British time. You got a few hours to Eastern Standard to catch up to 24, Craig? Big 4. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in for Big 4-1 for us. It was great. Go check out all the stuff Craig just mentioned. I can't say it now. Feliz Cumpleaños? Yeah, there we go. Hey, there we go. That's love. Thank you, fam, for all tuning in. We'll be back next week as usual. Stay tuned for the Hard 10 game show coming soon. I know it's been a lot of that, but there's a reason. We'll be somewhere else with it, and some great stuff coming forward. Also, Max will be part of it. I'll make sure he is, but I need 3 others for talking points. I know I think Hakeem had said, or no, not Hakeem, Io maybe. Let's get them together. Let's get a talking points out there. I'm thinking Hogan era, but I'm not sure what we're going to do yet. So stay tuned for that. Thank you for tuning in. See you guys next time.
Go Knicks!
Go Knicks!